By saving as little as 9 minutes on each shift, we could save you thousands in payroll costs annually. Hey, I'm Marty here from freshOps. So today I wanted to take you through our timesheet calculator that we've built. It's a little estimator that you can use to play around and see exactly how much savings you can make by just controlling your payroll costs a little bit more. And the cleaning industry is always run on very, very tight margins. And when we go out and quote work, we need to make sure that we are quoting it within, minutes or, 15-minute lots, or very, very tight to make sure that we can win work. And, you've only got to add an extra 2 or 3 minutes per bathroom at a site, and the quote can blow out ridiculously, and we have zero chance of winning that work. However, the same also applies when we look at our costs inside our business. So our payroll costs have only got to increase by 1%. Each and every shift, and it blows out dramatically. The same then applies with time on site. Our employees only have to start spending a little bit more time on site than normally than scheduled before the site is actually unprofitable. But the same then can be saved where we can make savings. So if we can save a couple of minutes each and every shift across the hours that our team work, well, that can also add up to huge savings inside the business and make you a leaner and meaner cleaning business. So let's just jump into the estimator, and I'll take you through there based on some assumptions that we're going to make, but I'll try and make it a bit ballpark. Obviously, when you check out the estimator yourself, you will move all the scales to meet your particular business. But let's jump in and have a look. So here we are at the estimator here. Now, if we click in, first of all, so let's estimate now. I'm going to take a scenario of a business with 30 employees. You might have larger client base, or you might have less employees. This will just scale perfectly and make sense. But in my case here, I'm going to do 30 employees. Now, if I took on average, again, I'm going to use a ballpark figure. All of my 30 employees do about 2 shifts a day. So that gives me, we deliver around 300 shifts a month. So, a week. So I'm going to move that up to 300 there, and then I click next. Now, how much per hour does each member cost you? We've put a couple of different scenarios in there, but I'm going to take a cost of a cleaner in Australia at the moment would probably cost you around between $28 and $38. But by the time you build in insurances and allowances and superannuation and taxes and everything else that comes along with a cleaner, you may be a little bit less, you may be a little bit higher. We've got symbols there in pounds and dollars, so just work out what suits for you. And then we go to how many minutes per shift could you save due to rounding. So research tells us that most employees will round up from, it doesn't matter the hours, but it's 51 minutes, they'll go up to the hour. Okay, so and that logic makes sense. If you give me if I've got to provide you a paper timesheet and I'm in and out of that site in 2 hours and 51 minutes, well, I'm going to write 3 hours. It's just we're none the wiser. That's what we're naturally going to do. And some businesses owners will even ask their employees to do it in 15-minute lots, just to make their manual data entry easier, because it's easier for them to say 2 hours, 2.75 hours than it is to try and create 2.98 and add up all these decimals, right? But when we're using a digital system, we want to record that time and attendance record digitally with accuracy. And so if we just take the 9 minutes that people are naturally going to round with each and every time, not taking into account the day when John decides to take home a little bit earlier because his girlfriend's called and wants to meet him, or not that person that's kind of really watches the clock and locks off exactly at the time. But, that general person that just gets in, gets their work done, but is naturally just going to round up their timesheets in some shape or form. So we'll use the 9 minutes, okay? Now, when we do that, this actually calculates to more than 27 hours worth of payroll costs inside over all of those shifts. That equates to $210 in weekly payroll savings, over $3,500 of monthly payroll savings. And what's more important is I mentioned about the scale, and those small incremental numbers add up. It's kind of like what things like compound interest and all those kind of monetary compounding things work, is that here you end up with an annual savings of over $42,000 by simply just tracking that 9 minutes with ease. Now, what could that do for you and your family? Well, it could be an overseas holiday. It could be multiple new TVs. It could be a new family car. It could be that latest bit of equipment for your business. So hopefully there you can see that by just starting to focus on some of the incremental changes that you can make in your business as far as tracking your time and attendance with accuracy means that those 9 minutes can add up to huge payroll savings. And while this is $42,000 in dollars, it doesn't matter whether it's in pounds or whether you pay employees less or you work less and more hours. The fact is that all those bits add up. And so if you've got a business with 60 employees that do lots of hours, you can quite quickly see that could be well and truly in the hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in payroll savings each and every year by simply just moving away from the old clunky paper timesheet system to a digital solution that can track your team and timesheets with accuracy.